Jason, what are you doing?
Nothing. Getting ready for the show.
Okay.
Hey, remember last week we had all those kind of funny looking albums on?
Yeah.
I went to Goodwill. Look what I found. Me in my beanbag.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you bought it.
Yeah. You got a second?
Sure.
Yeah, listen to this.
Jump around the beanbag, it sure is a beautiful day.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Beanbag dancing, now jump
Okay.
the other way.
Yeah, there's more. There's a lot more.
Right. Well, you know,
No,
Jay.
it's just a little bit longer. It's great.
Oh, look at the time. I gotta.
Just a little bit longer. Would you calm down? Listen to this.
We call it a sombrero. Now what do you think of that? Walking Put your beanbag on the floor and put on your Mexican hat. Fold your arms across your chest. Now what do you think of that?
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from deep within the planet Earth, it's Jason and Friends. Join Jason as he welcomes his good friend,
Brenda Bowyer.
and now with his faithful compadre, Kelsey, here he is, Jason Eric Mumaw.
Well, hey everybody, welcome to Jason and Friends. My name is Jason. We're so glad you're with us here again with my good friend Kelsey Zumbrun. Kelsey, how you doing?
Doing great, Jason.
Doing good, and as you could see there during our little fun little intro there, I'm sure you loved listening to that album. But we had that album, our look at albums last week, and lo and behold, I went to the Goodwill, and I had found, yes, you saw it there, me and my beanbag, but
Right. That was
literally it just blew your head off.
one of those specials.
Yes, so here's a little bit more about the Learning Station. This was from 1988.
Great.
Little background on the album. You know, the only place you're going to get this
Tell
is
me
here.
more.
Lori, Don, and Sandy, Monopoly. They're probably the only ones that had a monopoly on the Learning Station. They had combined their talents in the fields of education, music, and theatrics to create a unique contemporary musical sound. Yes, they did.
Sure did.
But yeah, I could not believe I found one of the actual
Right.
albums. We should give this away.
We should.
Yeah. So.
Although I know it's probably worth something now.
It is. I need to look it up.
Now that it's been on our show and all.
I paid $0.25 for it, but
Yeah.
I could put it up on eBay and
Get 25 cents.
right. You know, we haven't done this in a while. You know, I look out here. Look at this wonderful studio audience.
Yeah.
It's a very classic studio audience.
Yep.
And we used to show them.
Right.
But they're always having a good time here. It's down south.
Yeah.
It's the Dukes, the Boar's Nest, and here's our studio audience. They're looking great. There's Boss Hog and everybody.
It's good stuff.
You always love that, don't you?
I do, because, you know, most of the time they're dancing while we're doing, and it's hard to keep focused on what we're doing.
And then you see Daisy over there.
Yeah.
Good night. Yeah. But we used to have the wonderful studio audience from the fabulous Lawrence Welk Show.
Right.
If we can get them back, then we're in business.
Man, that was colorful, though. I don't know if I can handle that again.
Right. You know, last week we had our fun with Al Roker. He kept, you know, I think he probably had to buy a bunch of underwear.
Yeah, he had some accidents.
He had a problem. Poor Al, he had his guts ripped out, and his plumbing's wrong, and he kept
Things
doing-
happen.
Yeah, doing it. But this week, we're going to lighten things up. Do you remember Nipsey Russell?
No.
No, you don't. Brenda, you remember Nipsey Russell. This is almost going to be like our 1970s show today.
Oh, great.
See, as you can tell by
Great.
the album. Although this is, what year would you say this was? Did I tell you already?
You didn't. 81.
Oh, very close. 88.
Woo!
Kimbo Educational. And their website on, no, they wouldn't have their website on there.
Back in the day.
But anyway, Nipsey Russell, our good friend Chuck Freeby,
Uh-huh.
is giving us a Nipsey Russell moment this week.
Oh, great.
Chuck?
The young people are very different today, and there's one sure way to know. Kids used to ask where they came from, now they tell us where we can go.
So there you go, Chuck Freeby, great friend of the show, great friend of ours.
Yep.
Although he does say a few things about you behind your back, but I can't tell you. But
That's okay. He does the same for you.
What's nice is he talks about you behind, but it's all great stuff.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like that's how great a
It's
guy
not
he
for
is.
you.
When he talks about you behind your back, it's always good.
Yeah, Chuck's great. Yeah. We've had him on every show that we've ever done.
Yes.
Whether you or I were on the show or not.
He is. I think there's like 4 Chuck Freebys.
I think he's
actually.
like everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you see? Remember Wizard of Oz?
Right.
It was in the 1970s. No, wait, no, 1939. The Wiz I have to take a whiz, was in the 1970s
Right.
with, who was in that? That was Michael Jackson, Diana Ross.
Yes.
Nipsey Russell was in that. I just remembered that. Was in The Wiz. Well, anyway, sorry. I got excited there.
Senior moment.
I about had a whiz.
Okay, settle down, Al.
Right. Yeah. But The Wiz, where was I going? Wizard of Oz, Flying Monkeys, back in 1939.
Right, yeah.
Well, I took my sons to go see, or my one son, I didn't want to freak out the youngest one, so I left the other one at home. We went and saw the new Oz, the Great and Powerful.
Right,
with the
looks
guy.
good.
Yeah, so it was really good, but then it started making me think about the monkeys, the flying monkeys from the 1939 movie. I remember being scared by the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, right.
These things were freaky. Huh. So I thought I'd take a look today. What is more freaky? What is more scary? The flying monkeys from the original 1939 Wizard of Oz or Justin Bieber's pants?
Yeah.
So here we go. We'll take
right.
a look. Look at these.
Oh,
things.
yeah, those
Look
are
at
kind of
the face.
crazy.
They are
That's
creepy.
state of the art 1939.
That's worse than like a creepy clown.
Right.
But then, here we go.
Oh,
That's a little bit more scary.
is he getting let out of prison or
I
what?
don't know. I think maybe he just had an Al Roker.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're calling it now. It's
Is it?
called having an Al Roker.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have
so-
to remember that.
All right, here we'll go back to the flying.
Ooh,
Look at that.
yeah.
That is just very creepy. What
It's-
color is that? Blue?
It's
Gray?
kind of a bluish, yeah. Kind of a burnt blue, maybe.
That looks like what actually came out of Al Roker,
Right.
but we can't. And then, so here, Justin, what is down there?
It's a dress turned into pants. And
That
maybe
is
that's
just-
where he keeps things.
No, yeah, that's,
don't
and kids are wearing them like
And
that.
that's who we're looking up to as our
Oh,
children.
yeah, he's ready to go. He's, there he is.
What?
Yeah. And then, now
Oh,
here's
yeah, well, you know.
another one. Look at that face. I don't know how they get those lips like that.
There's
That is
stuff up there.
nightmare material right there.
Yeah, that's like crazy clown kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know?
It's just freaky. And then more of that.
So apparently when he learned how to play music, he didn't have time to learn how to dress.
No.
Is
no.
what you're saying. It's like,
Right.
oh, you know, pants, you got to pull your pants on. One leg in first and then another leg.
Yeah.
And then you go ahead and pull them up to your waist.
From what I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, but the whole thing behind that is that in
From prison. Yes, that's where it's from.
if you want to get some
If
attention,
you're available in prison, you keep your pants down.
So
Yeah,
apparently
that's where
he's-
it started.
yeah.
It says a lot about our.
whether or not he knows that or not. But then let's go back to the flying
Yeah,
monkeys.
right.
If we could get the flying monkeys to pull their pants down,
Well, then that'd be something.
my head would explode.
Right.
Yeah. But now look at that.
He's happy and you know it.
I am scared. That is freaky.
And my guess is his face doesn't change.
No. I mean, it's probably the prosthetics.
And how the eyes are set way back in, you know?
Oh.
That's just, yeah.
Yeah. And then when they were coming at you, and then here he is. He dropped his contact or something. He's looking down, but
Set his assistant like, come
I-
on, pull your pants.
she's like, really?
yeah.
All right. But then here's another flying monkey. This must be like during the testing. Look at the hair coming off the backlight, the dramatic. It's like,
That's great.
yeah.
That's art right there.
The face, though. The face just always does that for me. Take a look. A few more here. There's a flying monkey hanging off his.
What's he got hanging from
I
his
don't know.
pants?
Look at, you can tell half the crowd's empty though.
Right,
Apparently
yeah.
They're losing interest in what's going on here. We just got a few. This was the most freaky one. It's like, hey, over here, I'm a flying monkey. Talking to then the witch.
Dorothy.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
What is freakier, flying monkeys or Justin Bieber's pants?
Well, I think you can kind of explain away the flying monkeys. You can't explain away those pants.
right, yeah, no. It's prosthetics. And
Yeah.
then so are the monkeys.
Yeah, right.
See what you did there? Chuck, I know you got another one for us. Hit us up with some Nipsey Russell.
Eve told Adam to eat the apple, and from that day we knew, listen to a woman and you bite off more than you can chew.
Well, thank you, Chuck. You know, always glad to have Chuck. I wish he could be here. We're going to have to get him in this seat.
I know,
at
he's
some
so
point.
busy.
I may have to take the seat to him.
That's probably true. And right now he's like somewhere warm, so I think you want to go.
He's down doing
Traveling,
the baseball,
baseball,
and everything.
Notre
I
Dame.
always ask him if he wants an assistant, but...
Yeah.
All right, well, I was going through some stuff again this week. I have all the time in the world to do things, but I was going through some magazines and through some ads on TV and on the internet, and there's all these different ads, and you just got to watch it when you put one ad with another ad because sometimes they mix together.
Right.
So we're going to take a look this week at some bad ad placement. So here we go. Look at this one here.
Ooh.
Talk about Al Roker.
Oof.
She's doing an Al Roker. I got to get over this Al Roker thing.
Yeah, you do, I think.
But there's the first one there, but that's just bad. And then here, this one, I don't even know, we'll include this one. This is the band Slayer with their song Raining Blood, and then they got the... We got a young audience here tonight, so...
So keep it clean.
Yeah. But
and there we go, yeah.
Now this one's great here. You got the top one here, childhood obesity, don't take it lightly.
Have some French fries.
Have some French fries, my kind of shopping spree. So you just gotta make for sure you got... Yep.
Man.
Self-explanatory.
Right after the other.
Keep going here. This one was pretty funny. Well, I guess. Teacher hit by a car outside Queen's School. Hey, get a Toyota. Toyota.com, pick up a car. You're gonna need a new one. And then here we go. Skyfall.
Shooting Lincoln.
Yep.
Well, who done it?
Right. Well, there, John Wilkes Bond.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, you just gotta watch. And then 1 in 4 women will be beaten by their husbands. Treat him for Father's Day. You just gotta watch. Where they go. And that, yeah, there's that one. I mean,
no comment.
Yeah, it's legitimate. There's gonna be
billboards.
Yep. And then this one, female F1 driver seriously injured in crash. And then the T-shirt up in the corner, novelty T-shirt says "I'm fine" and it's got the blood on the side. But what's funny is that they actually look like the same person, kind of.
They do, kind of.
Yeah. So again, another bad ad placement. And then here we go. Man plunges to his death. Tragic end to a fishing holiday. You know, very bad.
Yeah.
But then down below you have, I don't know what that's for. That's for marital separation. I don't know.
What?
That's just bad all around. This one was kind of funny, I guess. Deaf.com. But then what's down there below?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? The Verizon guy. No. Anyway. And then here's the Medal of Honor. You know how the games all do pop up.
Yep.
Well, it popped up in the wrong place. You don't want to hit that baby. Put the gun right to baby's head. That's just bad ad placement.
It's terrible, yeah.
I'm glad I keep saying ad and not slipping.
Right.
What I want to say.
Good.
Yes. And then this one here was Springdale Cleaners. You know, they have their hangers and their hooks and everything, but the Choose Life message, they're, you know, you don't want to.
Yeah.
Did it sink in?
Well.
Because if you don't choose life, you might use the hanger.
Right. Yeah. It's back in the old alleyway days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of a.
It's terrible.
Then here, my sister accidentally killed herself. Oops.
You know. Okay. So. Magazine ad. This is great.
Right.
All right. So that they should really have caught.
Right.
A lot of internet ads can be explained away in the sense that it's just these.
Pop up.
These spy bot things that you know catch some keywords on the page and throw something up there, and so they're similar.
No control.
Yeah. But this.
Yeah. There's an editor with a layout going. You know what? Look at this. We should give a.
They're
call.
probably laughing as it gets printed.
Look at this. Look what we're gonna do. But this one, 11-year-old girl charged with drunk driving.
Hooray, beer!
I think that's another one like you were talking about. This is a web one that was, what, embryos are babies? Well, guess what you can make out of an egg. There you go. Man smears feces on his lawyer, flings it at jury. And then you got the mud wrap face right next to it. Yeah. And then this one's for a Simpsons ad on TV, just wrong promotion at the wrong time. And then here, this one up here in the corner, who is to blame for the next attack? God.
Well, right.
Well, he's in control of everything. But.
Yeah.
And then Yahoo, you know, what's the big error number when you get a Windows that come up that's broken, 404?
Right.
Yahoo's next to the 404 board in the ballpark. I think that's that. Yep, there you go.
That's some crazy
that's
stuff.
A look at some bad ad placements. Those are kind of fun to look at.
Remember, publishers, printers, take a look at the page right beside you before you
take a step back. See the forest through the trees, as they say, right?
Yeah. But then we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
No.
You know.
See, I
so
think
go
they
ahead,
did all
keep
these
it up. Yeah, we appreciate it.
All right. Well, we got Brenda coming up. Great friend, great guest coming up. But we got to do our web clip of the week first.
Right.
You ever been startled when you woke up?
Oh no.
Any like pranks people ever pulled on you?
I'm sure.
Well, these are some very extreme pranks people did to wake people up here.
Oh, that's great.
Take a look. welcome back to Jason and Friends, and hopefully that woke you up enough, and that's one bad way to get woken up. But I do want to welcome my great friend, Brenda Bowyer. How you doing, Brenda?
Good, Jace.
All right, she's back. You've been on before. What were we talking about before? TV. You're my TV pal.
That's right.
Right. We go way back, and Kelsey doesn't know anything about 70s or 80s.
Right.
Although
He was born yesterday.
He was born yesterday. He's with it. He's hip with the crowd right now.
Right.
You know, we just are old people.
He's more of a Bieber.
Right. I'm more of a flying monkey.
Okay.
Yeah. Pull your pants up, would you?
Dropping an Al over here.
Yeah, what'd you think about Al Roker?
Woo.
Yeah, why would you admit that?
Who knows?
Hey, I'm going to help the cause.
It's the lights, I
I
think.
dropped a deuce. I had a turtle head poking. Let me get this out of my system.
Go ahead.
Touching cotton. Misty will appreciate that. Nobody knows who Misty is, but we know who Misty is.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, but he had to throw his underwear away at the White House.
Whew.
How would you like to have been the
Clean up on
Yeah.
that. Clean up on aisle 2.
Good night. All right, well, you work over there at WNIT, and you're the one that got us on cable access, because we used to just be on the web. Nobody wants to be on the web.
That's right. We want a multi-platform, right?
So in St. Joe County here in Indiana, if you're watching in Israel or anywhere else in the world, never forget it. Are they ever
Well, we're
going to
not
put
there
it on?
yet.
You going to try and get it on streaming or whatever? Well, tell us what it is. Michiana Access here in Indiana, St. Joe County. Go.
Okay. Michiana Access TV. It's community access, and it's for everybody who lives or wait. Let me start that over.
Oh, you're fine. Who live?
Well, I've only got 30 seconds,
If they
and there's
live
so
at the
much to tell.
station, they can do a show.
That's right. So if you live or work in St. Joe County, you can have a show. So just give me a call, and we could put something together based on your likes or talents. And
Right. This
Get on
show
the
was
air.
here. Yeah, we had been doing this show already, and you said, "Hey, there's an opportunity to do this," and I was like, "Well, yeah, get it on." But it's not. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be this good. Does it? Well, you know what I mean.
not everybody can be that good.
Right.
Right.
But what kind of shows are on? We got this one.
Right.
And,
Well,
but then
we have a Social Security show. We have.
Social Security show. What do
That's
they
right.
talk about?
Social Security.
The whole
tips.
thing?
Yeah.
Do they just like compare numbers or something?
No, things
I
you
got
need to
a
know.
4 in mine.
How to get your payments
Right.
online. What changes were in 2013.
Great information.
Death benefits. Yeah, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
We have lots of music. We have Daryl Buchanan and Billy Sticks coming up.
Oh yeah. Now are these people that will like record by themselves, or will this like go out to a bar and they'll record and then turn that into a show? Because that'd be a fun.
Both. We can take both
Right.
because either you can come to the studio based on our time, but
Right.
we have less time than anything else. So I only have 24 hours a month.
Right.
What we can do though is if you tape it out in the field or something like that, bring it to me, we can put it on the air.
See, that's perfect. That's what we do here. We put it together here, and we just hand you the DVD.
And it's easy cheesy.
Right, but you guys do offer the studio to people. What other
yeah.
some of these shows? You got a new one coming on?
Yes, it's called a Weirdo-rama. And
Weird-O-Rama.
Right. Well, first of all, Beyond Our Control is on.
Right.
So
now, are
all
these
of
the
the
real
old,
ones or new ones?
No, they're
The
from
classic.
1960s
Yeah.
all the way through about 85 when they finished.
Yeah.
So I've got all of those, and I'm putting those on every week.
Right.
And then I just got this brand new show, and I'm excited because
Weirdo-Rama.
I'm looking for new shows all the
Right.
time. So I met this guy who does a show
Mm-hmm.
online, and it's called a Weirdo-Rama, and it's Victor von Psychotron, and he's the
His
host.
real name, of course.
That's right. And
Vic,
so,
you call him.
and so he's been doing it online for a while,
Right.
and now he's given me
Right.
copies so we could put it on.
No, it's a great thing. Now, public access goes back a long time. There used to be a law or something that they used to have
Right.
to allow people, but then that changed. But now, how did they get started back up?
I love your vague sense of the history of it. It's
Well,
really
I
nice.
remember, the whole Wayne's World thing.
Right.
People were on public access.
Exactly.
Yeah. But you would go, I remember growing up and seeing people in the studio, like doing all these crazy transitions and
Yes.
everything, and they're sitting there talking about who knows what.
Right.
Has it advanced from that, or?
We have a lot of people talking about who knows what. That's a great
There's a name of a show.
explanation.
Right.
Who knows what?
Do you have a show?
No.
You and Kelsey should get a show. Although he's pretty busy with this. Right?
He's already got
He's
a show.
contractually obligated to this show.
That's right.
Right.
So anyway, it's
what,
really
what
fun.
kind of show would you do if you could do a show?
I would do some sort of a TV trivia, did you know sort of thing.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, all right. But then over there, so that's cool. So if they want to find out more about how to get a show on, Facebook, and then just contact WNIT.
That's right.
Okay.
Michiana Access TV.
Then you guys have something else exciting going on over
That's
there.
right.
People are going to be singing, and there's going to be a contest.
It's called Michiana's Rising Star.
Michiana's Rising Star, and I haven't submitted yet, but I got to get that right song.
Right, yes you do. Okay, so we're looking for any sort of performer who wants to come on. First of all, they submit a DVD or a video or a link or something like that. So you submit a link, then we the judges, figure out who's best for this contest.
Right.
We're going to narrow it down. We have 5 venues in the community. May, June, we're going to be taping people out in the community. Then it goes down to our finals, which will start the last week of July.
An important thing to remember is that it's not just a singing contest. You could be a magician, you could be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Plates, you got any plate spinners?
I don't. There's a niche
I think
for
I
you.
might, I got my saxophone over there. I got to find something. I'll submit something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very exciting. They end up winning like $1,000 or something.
$1,000 for first place.
Yeah.
And $500 for second place.
So all this will be broadcast then too?
Yes,
on
starting
the show?
on the
You
end
guys
of
gotta
July.
whittle it down. So it's kind of like an American Idol, but
that's right.
just
and you can vote,
localized.
you can text vote. It'll be a lot of fun. And so you can watch us go from 25 on the first night all the way down to the winner on the last night.
Who's judging?
We're getting celebrity judges from the
cool.
community. Oh, so you want to be on the show and a judge?
I can get Freeby, and I can have Freeby do a Nipsey Russell. Freeby?
I used to wish for 100 wives like the harem I saw, but then I realized I'd have 100 mothers-in-law.
See, Freeby, he's great. We'll get
He's
him.
great.
He should be a judge. But you did say you're a fantastic 1970s TV.
No, that's what you said.
That's right. Well, whatever I say goes. But you're studied, along with me, in the fine arts of...
I'm a child of the 70s.
There you go. Much well said. So I have a quiz for you
Okay.
about TV shows from the 1970s. Ready? Drum roll, music, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Before she was Alice, Linda Lavin played a detective on what show? Now we have multiple choice: Police Story, Barney Miller, Dragnet, or The Rookies.
I would say Police Story.
Wrong. Barney Miller. I got that one wrong too, I think. On Happy Days, what was the name of Richie's older brother that was just in the...
Who was at college?
Yeah, and it was either Bobby, Howard, Chuck, or Frank.
Chuck.
Chuck, there you go. Ding, 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 ding. On One Day at a Time, and Bonnie Franklin just passed
died,
away.
yep.
I think she pooped her pants, is what happened. I can't, that's bad. On One Day at a Time, what were Ann Romano's daughters' names? Can you say without even the... Julie and Barbara Romano, Judy and Bunny Romano, Judy and Bunny Cooper, Julie and Barbara Cooper.
Julie and Barbara Cooper.
Got it. True or false? Robert Fuller and Julie London of Emergency were married in real life. You ever watch that show, Emergency?
Oh, sure. Rampart, this is...
Right.
that one I don't see.
False. I didn't give you a... Yes, it's C.
When in doubt.
What was the name of the Hartley's dim-witted neighbor on the Bob Newhart show? Harold, Howard, Henry, or Harry?
Henry.
Nope, Howard. He was
Howard.
the pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? And before she was Marsha Brady on the Brady Bunch, Maureen McCormick appeared on which TV show? My Three Sons, Bewitched, both of these, or neither of these?
Bewitched.
Nope, neither of these. Man, geez, you suck.
And what was your score again?
I got like 68.
Yeah.
I forgot what my thing's on there, but not as good as yours. So. What were the call letters of the TV station where Mary Richards, the Mary Tyler Moore Show, worked?
And I don't get the choices?
Yes, you do, sorry. WTW-TV, WGM-TV, WWW-TV, or WJM-TV.
Jaya.
Got it. And two more, true or false, the Partridge Family. Keith was the half-brother of Lori, Danny, Chris, and Tracy, and the stepson of Shirley Partridge.
I don't think so.
False, yeah. All right, Little House on Prairie. On Little House on Prairie, the following four characters were siblings of Laura. Which of them was not a sibling in their real life? Grace, Albert, Carrie, Mary.
Albert.
Ding. Last one, we got time? Getting there. Before he was Jack Tripper on Three's Company, John Ritter played a reverend on what two shows? The Waltons and the Mary Tyler Moore Show. He never played a reverend. Emergency and My Three Sons with Bob Newhart and All in the Family.
He never played.
Yes, he did. He played it on the Waltons. I remembered that one. I got that one, but I didn't know he played it on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. He died too. He pooped his pants and died.
That's just.
I like making up lies about how people died and how.
That's how rumors get started online.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Brenda, thank you very much for coming back. A lot of great information. People need to go and check out this Catch a Star that's fallen and shoot it up back in the air.
Rising Star.
There you go. And then you also can get your own show on Michiana Access, which you oversee. So contact Brenda. She knows it all. And that's all the time we have. Kelsey, thank you very much. Rob, you're the best. He didn't have a joke this week at all. And the only advice I have this week is not really advice, because that's the way I've been going. You just, I love you more than you know. You love them? Yeah.
Love you too.
Love you too. Thank you very much.
Jason and Friends has been made possible by a bunch of my friends and a bunch of equipment in my basement. Like us on Facebook, would you?